Yo bailo, yo bailo para alumbrar la oscuridad. Yo canto palpitar, yo trato de manera mía controlar mis emociones dando pasos de aquí para allá. Yo bailo, yo bailo.
How has your lockdown been going?
It kind of goes in waves. So when this first started, so I don't know what it's like up where you are, but so we've kind of been in lockdown for like 2 months, I think. I'm really bad at remembering times, but about 2 months. So when it first started, I felt all this pressure, and I was like, oh my god, I've got so much to do, and like this is going to be a perfect time, and I'm going to write my short film, and like I'm going to like write loads of music, and it's going to be great. And then you kind of start going, and then I've just went into like a bit of a stagnant phase where like I wasn't really doing enough, like doing my I don't know. I've gone mad a few times in lockdown. I can't really explain it. It's a very weird situation. Like I live in central London, and like to not see people around is just the most bizarre thing. I live next to King's Cross Station, which is like a huge station here where people like travel like to all over Europe and shit. And yeah, it's empty the whole time. So it's really bizarre and really sobering, and yeah, it's made me like have a bit too much time to reflect and think, to be honest. What about you guys over there?
Well, I've been on lockdown since March, and I'm probably gonna be here until June. Actually, I don't know. I don't know.
It's crazy, huh?
Oh my god, it's very
So weird.
crazy. I
It's just so
mean,
bizarre. I mean, what's
I
it
know.
like what's this sort of status where you guys are?
Well, they still allow travel. You can still, get on a plane. Plane tickets are very, very cheap right now.
Mm.
But they recommend not traveling, obviously. There's still new cases every day, but some of the states have lifted, like, they have lifted a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm just going to stay in my home. Unless I'm going to the grocery store, I'm just going to stay at my home until, like, this is under control. Because at first I kind of, like, brushed it off, but now I'm like, okay, this is serious.
Yeah, and also like I think one of the most frustrating things is just how much information you feel that you're not getting.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just feels like I don't know. There's it just doesn't add nothing about it adds up. Like it doesn't make any sense at all. Like I don't know how a freaking virus got around the world in like a matter of months, and like I don't know. It just there's too many unanswered questions. So I just
Yeah, it
kind of
is.
just like you know
I
try
definitely
not to get.
agree with you on that.
Mm. Anyways, so yeah, it's been testing. It's been a testing time.
Well, I don't think that it stopped you that much because you've still been putting out music and you have
Mm.
one song coming up called Aguanta. So has that been difficult for you to put your music out during quarantine?
Well, I hadn't really. So I've spent like last year making a lot of music, and so fortunately for me, even though I hadn't put out a song in ages, I had some songs ready. I had my EP ready. Luckily, fortunately for me, before, so that's kind of helped. So yeah, my singles and stuff were ready. Um, so yeah, so that was and videos and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
fortunately for me, that was ready, and it hasn't really stopped me too much. It just makes you get creative. So Aguanta we didn't have a video for, and the video dropping for that will be coming out soon, and that's like a quarantine type of video with like loads of UK based Latinas.
Hmm.
Um, because I think one of my main things is that although for you guys over there it's probably quite different, and you've got loads of Latinos over there, and like there's
Hmm.
a
We do.
big community, and it probably isn't. I guess I guess here it's just a community which is very underrepresented, you know, like more than a lot, considering it's like the 8th largest population in London, but we don't have like anyone representing in like you know, we don't have like Latino like sitcom characters or people on the news. Like, it's kind of a very invisible community. So when it was time to put my music out as a second generation Latina, I was kind of like, you know, I was so proud because it finally got to the time where I could like really connect with my heritage through my music. You know, so it was felt like a really special time for me. But then I realized that there were no platforms here. There literally are such few channels for that kind of crossover Latin music, which is really frustrating, but also kind of exciting because I guess, you know, it's like, I don't know, like there's kind of a new scene bubbling, which is still really underground. But I know it's weird saying that because over there it's probably really different. But for us, the only representation we get is stuff coming from America and from South America, and it's kind of, it's cool, but it's definitely not my reality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm sorry,
you know,
I went on.
I'm glad that you brought that up because the Latino community in the UK is not really talked about. So I wasn't really sure if you all had one, but I'm pretty sure you know, you guys are all over. It's just never really been discussed, you know? So it's a great thing that you brought that up.
Yeah, exactly. It's really weird because I think London in particular is, you know, when it comes to culture of music, you know, there are loads of scenes that pop off here, you know, that eventually kind of get recognized by the world. You know, I think as a kind of tastemaker city, you know, London is definitely one of them. And then considering that like Latin music at the moment is so popular and there's such a surge with the crossover Latin music, there just isn't, you know, we just don't have that attention on us. And I think there are a bunch of reasons, and I don't want to like go into it for too long, but for example, on census forms, you know how like when you go to school, you on a census form you have like, you know, like I don't know, Southeast Asian, what's it called? What would you have here? You'd have like West Indian, like I can't even remember. I should so know this because I speak about it all the time. But you know, you have like all kind of categories, different ethnic categories, and most are actually included. European, blah blah blah. But you don't have Latino, you don't have Hispanic, and I mean it's a whole continent we're talking about. So growing up and just kind of something as small as that, you don't have a box, you know, to like fill in. So, and obviously we come in all different shades, and you know, so you're kind of like, well, what do I put? I'm quite fair skinned, so like white other, like black other, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah, I do.
Like, okay, cool, well that's not fair. And yeah, and apparently it also means we miss out on a lot of opportunities, like government funding, you know, like job opportunities, a lot of stuff. So I don't know, it's really opened my eyes and kind of allowed me to explore a lot more than just like music. I don't know, it's just, yeah, it's been cool.
Well, I'm glad that you're trying to break down those barriers. And we do have a large, you know, Latino community here in the U.S., but I will say they're underrepresented as well. Like, see a Latino on TV, you see like a certain kind, but Latinos come in like all different races and shades and everything. But on TV, you look a certain way, you know? And such a large group, everybody should be shown, you know, the white ones, the black ones, the Asian ones, the everything, you know?
100%. Yeah, definitely. I mean, so here it's just like baby stages, but I'm very aware of that as well. So I did recently I've started kind of doing a series, which is I talked to a bunch of UK based Latinas, and you know, it's really important for me that I show that diversity, because there are definitely communities in, you know what I mean, in the Latin world or whatever, that are underrepresented. Afro Latinas is a known thing that they haven't been, you know, kind of brought to the forefront enough considering what a large population there are in South America. You know, in Colombia we have so many Black Latinas, you know, and so and indigenous Latinas, and all different shades. So yeah, that's something I'm really passionate as well. But just here, it's just we are at such baby stages. So I think if anyone can kind of contribute, I mean, I can only speak for my experiences, you know. So I was born here, and I am also Latina, and I just never had that around me. I never had that kind of, oh yeah, you can go and do that, because it was just kind of like not really around, you know. All the people that I kind of were in my immediate circle who were Hispanic were like, and it's not saying that it's everyone, but in my particular case, a lot of people are like working class, and there's like a lot of people in like low paid jobs, and I guess it's kind of hard to work out how you would like make it in the music industry, or make it in any industry really, if you don't have someone, you know, repping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only person that can empathize with that, but I can only speak for myself and my own experiences, which is why I kind of talk about this.
So how can we see your web series? Is it on YouTube?
My what, babe? Sorry?
Your web series, or have you started it yet?
Okay, so yeah, that's in the works, and
okay.
I'm hoping to put the first one out this week.
Wow.
Yeah, if I can just wrap it up. So I've been working on like the, you know, the branding, and just making sure that it kind of feels right. And I mean, it's exciting, but it's scary, because I've never done anything like that. I never thought I was going to do like interview series, but I just felt passionate. Well, I just felt passionate. I was like, well, how can I speak about a community and an upbringing that has no visibility? Like, no one is going to be like, oh great, that sounds great, you know, when I talk about it, but there's no platform that can be like, oh, there you go, that's what UK Latinos are like, you know, because no one fucking knows. So that's why I did it. And I thought I'd start with women, because I am one, and I you know, we're cool as fuck, and we've got loads of shit to talk about.
Well, sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone to make things happen. So
yeah, for sure.
Definitely. So since you've been locked down, have any hidden talents? Have you found any hidden talents?
That's a good question. Hidden talents. Hidden talents. What have I done? Oh gosh, this is when I start feeling bad about. No. So ones that I didn't know about. Okay, so. Oh, okay. I've always known that I can cook, but I'd say that yeah, maybe my cooking has improved, because I'm staying with my brother, and yeah, we kind of go all out. Well, we were in the beginning. We were kind of going all out with the meals, and yeah, I think I showcase some good ability to cook some cool stuff. Maybe that is that exciting enough? Let me think.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What other hidden talents I've discovered? No, that's it.
It's okay. I haven't either. I've just been binge watching TV, so yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. That's been helpful. So.
Yeah. So do you think now that now is the best time to be putting out music, since people are stuck at home and listening to music may be one of the main things they do?
Hopefully. I mean, it's hard to tell. I don't know. Like, I don't really know. Like, I don't know about like analytics and shit like that. But sorry, I keep swearing. Am I allowed to swear?
It's fine.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I think people like there are people that are better informed to tell you. I don't really know. Like I'm just kind of putting it out because it was ready, and I didn't want to wait. So I just kind of put my music out. But I'm not sure. Like some people say it's. Some people that you talk to, like in the industry or whatever, they're like, oh, it's a sick time to put music out because people are listening to music. And other people are like, no one's listening, you know, it's really, you know, or whatever. I don't know. I actually don't know. I wish I could answer the question.
So earlier we touched on Latin culture a bit, and in your music, especially in Guajira, I definitely
Mm-hmm.
hear the Latin culture, but I also hear like R&B and soul. So what are
Mm-hmm.
some of the things that influence your music?
Mm-hmm. Well done, by the way. You got that pronunciation really, really good. So,
Thank you.
so yeah, there's definitely. I love Guajira. It's like one of my favorite songs that I've done. I made with a friend of mine called DeForzi, who's a really sick producer, really, really talented guitarist. I learned how much I love to write alongside a guitar, like as the kind of the chords and the main instrument. And he's just so good at playing that he can really move very fluidly. So it's just a lot of fun writing with him and writing that way. But yeah, I'm really proud of it because it kind of, I think it encompasses a lot of my influences into one. So as an artist, I think again artists feel this pressure that like this one song is going to define you, or it's going to, but it's not like that. It's a process. And but for me, of all the songs, that kind of encompasses most of my influences and most of the kind of sounds that inspire me. So I would say in Guajira, for me it has like it's obviously got the Spanish guitar, which feels quite folky. It feels very Latin, but it would fall under like folk music, for música folclórica. But then also in the beat itself, and then in the melodies, it does feel like kind of 90s R&B. Like I do, when I was writing that, that's what I was like, oh yeah, this is mad this is mad R&B, it's mad 90s R&B, but then it had all this other flavor to it. So, and then it's like a bit theatrical, and it's got the trumpet, and it's kind of poppy or whatever that means anyway. So yeah, I'm really proud of that song, and it does have those influences, which are things that that have influenced me, like R&B, particularly like 90s, late 80s type of stuff, and yeah, like folkloric Latin music and lovely Spanish guitar and stuff like that. So yeah, they're all things that do inspire me, and that I was listening a lot of at the time. Listening to a lot of at the time, yeah.
A few years ago, you performed a song for Colors. What exactly is Colors, and how did you get involved?
Colors is a platform based in Berlin, and they do live sessions with a bunch of really cool artists. I think when I got the opportunity to fly to Berlin and perform there for Colors, it was still fairly new. Like, I feel like everyone that was going on there was just super cool, like super, just like, I don't know, it was so cool. The A&Ring or whatever was really, really, really good for it. Like, everyone was super like underground. And because in my case in particular, my song Shame had like 300 plays on SoundCloud. Like, it was really,
Wait,
really
you
not
sound
like...
a little muffled.
Oh, sorry, can you hear me a bit?
Yes, I
Hello?
can hear you better now, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I've got this habit. Everyone tells me off that I put my little finger on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, when I got to when they called me up, I had like 300 plays on my SoundCloud for this song Shame. So it was really, really unknown, and I was fairly new to like. I mean, I'd been making music for a little bit, but I'd never kind of gotten any traction like that. So I was just very lucky. I don't even know how they found it. And it was just a really nice opportunity because it opened a lot of doors. It meant that like producers were like, oh, you've done a Colors, or just anyone, it's just a kind of credible thing to do. And I don't know if, how easy it would be to get on there now. So, yeah, I feel really lucky, and it was a really nice experience. And yeah, they're sick.
And you said before you started, Shame only had 300 plays, and now it has almost 2 million on Spotify. So that's very big.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, as I said, I hadn't put any. I think I put one song out before that, but I mean, like not really like serious, not with like a proper push or anything. So. So yeah, it was just really organic, and I'm just really fortunate that it got picked up because it just means that people are more likely to listen to you. You know what I mean? People are more likely to be, oh, you've done a colours, okay, cool, let's chat to you and find out what you're about. So I was really lucky to have that so early on in my career of releasing music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I love your voice.
Really?
Yeah, you have the cutest voice. I love it.
Thank you so much.
It's okay.
So there's a lot of great artists in the UK as well as the US. So what is one like British artist and one like American artist that you like to work with?
Okay. Just like British and American, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Who I'd like to work with? I don't know, because there's people that I love, but I always get stumped on these questions, man. Always, because my mind goes blank. I mean, it just could be anyone not anyone. It just could be a lot of different styles, and then you say one person, and it's like that defines what you want to do, but it's not really like that. But so a British artist. There's this guy called Cass is Dead, who I've wanted to work with for a long time. He's really, really sick. He's kind of like, he's just sick. Cass is Dead. Who else from the UK? I mean, there's some up and coming Latin artists which maybe no one's heard of, but who I rate and who I'll support. So there's a girl called Sasha Lees. She's wicked. I'll check her out. How's you guys? American. I really like Megan Thee Stallion.
Me too.
Like she's just so refreshing. Like I watch her and I'm just like, you're such a G. Like you know what I mean? I probably rate her. I think I fancy her a little bit as well. So her, I'm gonna go with her. And then yeah, there's a bunch of people. I've always wanted to go in the studio with Babyface.
Oh, that would be dope.
Yeah, I've always said that, but I mean, I don't know if he's like, I don't know, but that would be sick. You know what I mean? Like, know what it's like to work with someone who's like, just great, like old school, just real music, and just be blown away and feel really like scared.
Did you watch his Instagram battle with Teddy Riley?
No way. No fucking way. I'm literally going there now. Like Teddy Riley's another one who I would love to work with.
It was so good. So good.
No way. Oh my god, I'm going on there now. Literally, the second I get off here, I'm gonna watch that.
It's the best one I've seen so far, and there have been quite a few, but that one is by far my favorite. I mean, Instagram almost broke down because there were so many people watching on their live.
How could I not have watched that?
I know.
I didn't even know Teddy Riley had Instagram. How have I not checked for that? He's like one of my favorite producers.
Yes, for sure.
Wow. Well, there you go. Thank you. Can I say your name? Your name like undercover? I don't know.
Parish. Parish.
No, I know your name. I just didn't know if I didn't want to like expose you with your like government name just in case you were funny about it. People try and do that to me all the time. They're like, "But is Desta your real name, isn't it?" And I'm like,
wait, it's not your real name? Is it your real name?
Maybe.
It's all good. It's all good.
Maybe.
I see that you're selling your own merch now.
But no, my merch is Catholic inspired. And so okay, the stuff with the merch is Catholic inspired. I was raised a Catholic, very Catholic. My dad's Italian, my mum's Colombian, blah blah blah, church every Sunday, all of that kind of stuff. and I've had a bit of an strange relationship with it, because although I have a lot of faith, and I believe in God, and I believe in powers that be, and I feel like a spiritual person most of the time, there was a lot, I feel like, navigating through life with this kind of this certain expectations that for me came from Catholicism, like, and also when I look at my culture, and I mean, I don't want to get deep on it, but there are a lot of it's kind of had a it's part of like colonialization, and like and I find it interesting the impact that that's had on like people, and I think there's a lot of positive to it, and I think as well as there being like negative to it, and it's just something I think about a lot, and it's just something that's it's prevalent in my life, you know. It's something that I think about a lot, like Catholic guilt, and like how I should behave, how I shouldn't behave, and how I've had to kind of like deal with that, you know. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but
it does.
yeah, but it's just something that's really present, and I've always just been fascinated as well by the look of it, and just like the style as well. So, and yeah, like, so it just kind of made sense, and also, to be honest, it was just a way for me to get creative and like do some shoots, and just see how I could embellish this you know what I mean, embellish this product in my own way, because I'm very much independent. It's all just my ideas, and like people that I have around me who are willing to like collaborate with me and support me. So it's just another way for me to get creative as well as like being able to offer something to like my people that support me, that I know they're gonna fucking love. You know what I mean? You know, when you can be like, I know these guys are gonna. I've been wearing this shit for like 2 years, covering myself in it, and I love it. So I just know that other people will. So why not offer something from my heart to theirs?
I like that a lot. So where can your merch be purchased?
So at the moment, you could just go on Depop, and I'm shipping to Europe and the UK is included in the price, but for any American folks, I would it's not included, but it's a very nice product. Come and check it out on Depop under French Gold 22, or you can just come onto my Instagram, and then there's a little link that will just direct you straight there if you're interested in having a look. It's such cool stuff.
You said it's called Depop?
Yeah, Depop is, I don't know how popular it is out there, but it's like kind of like eBay but for like clothes.
I've never heard of that here.
Haven't you? Oh, that's interesting. I thought it was like a global thing. I thought it was really popular everywhere.
I've never heard of that before. No.
Yeah. I probably just need to get like a proper website soon. It would just be easier, because maybe I thought Depop everyone had it, but I guess not.
Or maybe I just don't know about it. I'm not sure. But I've never heard of that before.
Maybe.
And your new single, Aguanta, when is that coming out?
Aguanta is out on the 5th of June.
Okay.
And that is like my first single that's all in Spanish. The whole thing's in Spanish. I just thought this EP is like my first kind of introduction. It's like a little seedling to my like cross-cultural type of music. So I just wanted to end it. There was another song on the EP called Cheap to Lie, which I love as well, but that's much more of like has much more of a I don't know, less Latin sound. So I just thought, let me just end this EP with like with that statement, and put Aguanta out, which I do love as a song, and it's kind of like it's more hype than all the other songs. It's a bit more like dancey. It's a bit more for a club, but it's still kind of dark. So yeah, that's the last one of the EP before it comes out in August, the start of August, and it's called my EP is called San Lazarus.
Oh, cool. So the whole EP, do you have like a set date of when that's going to be out?
So it's definitely early August. I can't remember the date. It's like the 5th of August or something. I think I agreed on.
Okay. So to keep up with you, What's your social media? Where can we find you?
So you can find me at Desta French on Instagram, and Desta French Music on Facebook, and on all the kind of just regular channels like YouTube and Spotify and iTunes and all of that. So
You're
yeah,
on
Desta French.
everything.
I'm on it all. Apart from Twitter, I don't have Twitter, but I'm.
You know, a lot of artists don't really use Twitter, but they love Instagram.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I don't know. I might get into it. One day. It kind of depends, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how
For
it goes.
sure. Is there anything else? Like any last words you want to add?
Just thank you for having me on, Parish, and thank you for speaking to me. And yeah, that's it really. If you want to come find me, I'm Desta French. I'm very friendly. If you want to talk to me, but yeah, that's it really. Just thank you, and thank you for giving me your time.
You take